Hi, Vito. Are you awake yet?
Oh, hi, Elena. Good morning. What? Where'd you go?
I'm really sorry. I was suddenly called by an acquaintance, so I hurried and left the hotel.
What, an acquaintance? You have an acquaintance here in Milan? And why did this acquaintance of yours have to call you during our honeymoon anyways?
I'm sorry. It's really complicated, so I'll explain to you later. Hopefully, it's nothing and I can come back right away. I'm at K Station right now, by the way.
That's the nearest station to our hotel, right?
Anyways, I have to go now. I'll come back by afternoon.
I don't quite understand, but it seems like an emergency.
It kind of is. Bye. I'm really sorry I have to go at a time like this.
It's alright, I can wait. Monia, good morning, my dear. I have some good news.
Good morning, dear Vito. What's the matter? Are you supposed to be on a honeymoon with your wife?
Well, you see, she won't be here until afternoon. Some acquaintance of hers in Milan suddenly told her to come and meet them, it seems.
What? Really?
Yep. Apparently, she had some emergency she needed to take care of, so she wasn't there when I woke up.
Yay! Does that mean we can be together until she returns and…
Yep. We can do whatever we want until she comes back. Your room number is 1103, right, Monia?
Yeah, it is. I was so lonely on my own last night. I can't go to sleep without you, honey.
Sorry. You know that I have to pretend to be my wife that I love her. All I could think about last night was you. I'll come to your room right now. Why don't we make love until Elena comes back, honey?
Yeah, I'll be waiting, darling.
Elena, is it true that you were brought to the hospital? You got into an accident near the crossroads at a station, right? I was wondering why you wouldn't come home after you just suddenly left like that. Just what in the world are you doing? Hey! Did you hurt your hand so you can't reply or something?
Hi, Vito. Yep, I got in an accident. Me and my acquaintance were hurriedly crossing the street, but we were so distracted that the street light was red and… Luckily, the car wasn't going at that fast of a speed since it was on a small road, though.
Oh, Elena, I was so worried about you. The police suddenly called me and my heart skipped a beat when they said that you got into an accident and were hospitalized. I was so relieved when they said that it was nothing fatal, though. Were you injured badly?
Yep, I was hit by a car. How wouldn't I be badly injured? My hands are fine so I can text, but I broke some bones in my legs. I guess this means our honeymoon has to be canceled as well.
Damn, but we were so looking forward to visiting the Milan Cathedral. I guess it can't be helped, though. You're at S General Hospital, the one in the same city as the hotel, right?
Yep, it's a real shame that our trip has to be canceled. Don't worry about having to pay for the hospitalization expenses. I'll take care of it on my own. Sorry, I know we're in the middle of our honeymoon.
What? Are you sure you're only gonna pay for all of it on your own? Isn't that gonna cost thousands of euros or something? I mean, if you insist, I'm not gonna stop you though. Anyways, visiting hours are about to be done for today, so I'll visit you as soon as I can tomorrow. Do you want me to bring anything for you? Some snacks or something?
I don't think the doctor's going to allow you to just bring me food, and I already have my bag with my phone and wallet, so it's fine. I'll see you tomorrow afternoon then.
Hey, Monia. My honey. I have some good news again.
What is it? Did your wife get into an accident and die or something?
Unfortunately, no. And besides, you shouldn't be saying things like that. It's rude, even if she is just my wife. But she did get hospitalized.
Aw, all right. I'll be more careful with my words from now on. But did she really get hospitalized? We're so lucky.
Yeah, apparently she didn't notice that the street light was red and was hit by a car. What an idiot, am I right? I told her I would be visiting her as soon as visiting hours start tomorrow. I don't really want to, but I have to since I need to pretend that I love her. And it would be strange for a husband not to visit his wife when she just got into an accident. But this means that we can be with each other until then, honey.
I'm so happy, darling. This is basically our honeymoon now, right?
I guess. If this is our honeymoon and not me and my wife's now, then would you like to stay at our room? Room 1310 tonight.
That sounds wonderful. I'll be there immediately, darling. I'm so excited. That means that I'm officially better than her, right?
I guess, but you are always better than her, Monia. The only reason I married her is because she would do what I say and would even work on top of doing housework. All right then, I'll be waiting for you in the state that I was born in, honey.
Hey, Vito, so are you really going to go visit your wife?
Yeah, I have to show myself at least once, you know. I feel that a husband not going to visit his wife in the hospital is going to be a problem in the future.
I understand, but I'll get lonely, Vito.
Me too. I'll get lonely too. I get so lonely whenever I leave you. But I have to leave because my wife will get suspicious if I don't come and visit her.
Darling, oh, how I wish we could be together without having to worry about your wife. All right, go and visit her, but come back as soon as you can. I'll be waiting for you in the bed.
Honey, all right, I've decided. I'll come up with some excuse and tell Elena I won't be able to visit her.
You can do that? What kind of excuse are you going to make up that's going to war and not visiting your wife right after she got into an accident? Oh, I know. Why not just say that you caught a cold or something and can't visit her, or she might be sick, or she might get sick. It's believable, and there isn't going to be any evidence that you weren't actually sick when she comes back, right?
That's a good idea, but what if she calls me with face chat or something? Not only will I have to look sick, but I'll have to sound sick as well. She might see through my acting. But I have an even better idea than yours. You see, my mother also happens to be on vacation.
Oh, really? At the same time as you and your wife's honeymoon? What a coincidence. Don't tell me she followed you or something.
I called my dad the first day of our honeymoon. And apparently, Mom just suddenly decided to go on a trip of her own. But you've just said what I was going to say myself, honey. I'm going to pretend that Mother secretly followed us to Milan, and that I'm currently arguing with her since she wants to go on a trip with us. This is going to cause some tension between the two of them, and yep, I think it will work. Sorry, Elena. I was intending to visit you as soon as visiting hours started, but I think it's going to be impossible.
Why? What's the matter? Did something happen?
Well, you see, I've got a bit of a problem right now. Mom chased us all the way here, and we're having a disagreement right now.
What? Your mother?
You know, she's one of those mothers who wants to go with a newly married couple on their honeymoon. I told her you were hospitalized after an accident, and then she told me that I should just go with a trip on her instead. At this rate, Mom is going to hijack our honeymoon.
I broke my legs, so it was going to be canceled either way, though. It doesn't really matter whether your mom hijacks our honeymoon or not now. Besides, sorry, that was nothing. Why not just go on a vacation with your mom now? I mean, you're already in Milan, so why not?
Huh? Yeah, that's true, but you're being hospitalized there, right? If we don't cancel, then we can stay closer to each other for the duration of our stay. Obviously, I would rather be with you than with my mom, Elena.
I see.
Either way, I'm gonna settle things with Mom no matter what. I'm not gonna let her hijack our honeymoon.
Vito, there's something I need to tell you. Your mom is currently at my room apologizing on her knees, even though she's covered in bandages.
What? She's covered in bandages and apologizing to you? My mom? Did you get confused or something? I said my mom followed us here, and I'm currently arguing with her.
Don't try lying to me. She's literally in the same room as me right now. She kept apologizing to me on her knees, but she shouldn't put pressure on her injuries, so I had her stop, though. Do you know what this means, Vito? Do you understand now? This means that she got into the accident as well.
What? Oh, don't tell me. The acquaintance you were gonna meet yesterday was...
Yes. I went to meet your mother yesterday because she said there was something extremely important that she needed to tell me.
What is the meaning of this? Dad said that Mom suddenly decided to go on a trip on her own. What, so she really did follow us on our honeymoon?
I guess that she did follow us if you look at it one way, but she's not one of those mothers who come to bother the married couple, okay? In fact, I might have been forced to live a life of hell if it wasn't for her.
Huh? What? I don't really know what's going on. What do you mean you might have been forced to live a life of hell?
Ask your honey, why don't you?
What? But you're my honey, Elena.
Stop trying to play dumb. I know everything about it now. Her name was Monia, right? It seemed that she tried to get my contact information from you, but instead she got your mom's by accident. She sent her a bunch of messages talking about how she was going to steal you from me and how you love her more.
Huh? Why would Monia send my mom texts like that? And how did she even get my mom's contact information in the first place?
So you admitted that you cheated on me with her. I guess she spammed the wrong person with text. Your mom was receiving these texts every day and decided to tell me about it after I got back from our honeymoon. But apparently this Monia followed us here and was meeting you while we weren't together. Your mother deeply regretted not telling me about your adultery sooner and hurriedly followed us to our honeymoon destination.
Damn it, but I was sure he wouldn't get caught. I even went out of my way to take extra precautions.
It seems you weren't careful enough, which was lucky for me, I guess. Anyways, as we were hurrying across the road after she had suddenly told me to meet her, the two of us got into an accident. We were sent to the same hospital and even the same room. That's what happened.
What? I didn't know any of this was happening. But why would Monia get the wrong ID from my phone?
What?
Oh, I gave Monia my mom's name as your name.
Why would you do that?
I thought it would help to prevent us from getting caught. I don't think me and Monia have any mutual acquaintances, but just to be sure, I thought...
I see. So it backfired on you. Anyways, don't come to the hospital, all right?
Why not?
Do you intend on starting a scene with someone who's neither mentally nor physically well? Your mom says she doesn't want to see you either.
Mom is mad at me too, but...
Mad is an understatement. She's practically livid and says that she's even thinking of cutting ties with you. Oh, and by the way, it seems your father's going to come and see you.
Dad is here too?
Of course. The two of us are stuck in the hospital for the time being, so we had him come to catch you. I'm not going to let you escape, all right? I'm not letting you get away without paying an alimony first.
Monia?
Oh, hi, darling. Are things all right over there? I just took a shower. I can't wait any longer.
Things aren't all right. Something terrible has happened. To think that I would get caught after all those precautions I took.
What?
They found out about us. What the hell do you think you're doing?
Huh? Darling? Why are you suddenly mad at me? I'm getting scared. What do you mean they found out about us? Did I do something wrong?
Shut up, you moron! This is all your fault. Apparently you told my wife about our relationship.
Oh, that? Why didn't you just say it was about your wife finding out about a relationship in the first place? That's what you meant when you said they found out? You're so overdramatic, Vito. Gosh. I told your wife about a relationship because I was confident that you loved me more than your wife. I was just so proud about it that I had to tell her. I couldn't help it. It's not my fault that I love you so much.
That's not a reason to tell her about our relationship. Now that my wife found out, I'm probably gonna have to divorce her. Do you know how much money that woman makes? Apparently she runs her own business or something. Listen, the only reason I started going out with you in the first place is because my wife is often busy with work and I had no other women to hold in my arms. You wouldn't make a good wife, Monia. Why do you think I went out of my way to hide our relationship from her? And not just divorce her and be with you instead? Besides, the person you were sending those texts wasn't my wife, but my mother. You got it wrong because I told you my mother's name was my wife's name because I thought it would prevent us getting caught.
Huh? I'm not fit to be a wife? But darling, I love you so much. Who cares if your wife makes a lot of money or something? We don't need it in the first place.
Of course I care. She earns nearly twice as much money as I do.
What? Wait, so your wife makes even more money than you do? Just who is she?
I told you she runs a business, but that's not the point. Why would you send those texts to my wife in the first place? Are you out of your goddamn mind?
Well, why don't we just calm down? Everything's all right. You're going to be the next CEO of a company, right? Who cares if they ask us to pay an alimony? A few tens of thousands of dollars is nothing to you, right?
What?
Right? Why not just divorce her if she already found out? You're going to marry me immediately anyway, so who cares if you get divorced?
Hold on. What are you talking about? Who said I was soon going to be a CEO?
Huh? What do you mean? You're going to be the next CEO of A corporations, are you not, darling? Your dad is the current CEO, and if I marry you, I'll be able to live in that mansion, right? I'm looking forward to it.
Wait, me and the CEO just happen to have the same last name, Girardi. But apparently it's quite a rare name. So who knows, maybe we had the same great-great-great-grandfather or something.
What? Are you kidding me right now or something, Vito?
I'm not kidding. He's not my father. He's not even a relative as far as I know.
What did you say? Do you think this is some fucking joke or something? So you're saying that I won't become the celebrity wife of a CEO? What did I do all this for then? All my work the past 6 months was for nothing?
What? Monia? You don't sound like your usual self. What's wrong? Hold on. Don't tell me that the only reason you approached me in the first place was because you thought I was the son of the CEO. I thought that we loved each other.
Of course it was the only reason. And no, I don't love you, and I never did. I was always just pretending. Your constant honeys and darlings honestly made me want to throw up. I only went along to get you to like me, so don't get that mistaken. If I hadn't thought you were going to be a CEO, then I would never have sex with a man like you. You're just an old man in his 40s.
What did you say to me? Wait, that's why you sent those texts to my wife, didn't you? Well, you sent them to my mother by accident, but you were trying to get us divorced so that you could be my wife instead, right?
So what if I wanted to get you divorced? It wasn't my fault that I thought you were the son of the CEO of A corporations. Why didn't you tell me about this sooner? God damn it. I messed up bad. My only hope is to find another man. But what am I going to do about the alimony? Your wife is obviously going to make me pay one. Seriously, this is your fault.
Shut your mouth, slut! Fine, I know what I need to know.
What?
I'll pay your alimony for you.
What? Really?
I'll probably lose all my money, though. I'll probably have to quit my job as well.
I don't care about that. I don't actually care about you, remember?
But I have a condition. I'll pay your alimony for you, but you have to marry me.
Vito? Are you alright? You sound a bit strange.
If it comes to this, then I'm gonna take you with me on this ruined road that is now my life.
What?
We're bound together by destiny! You're gonna be my woman for the rest of my life, whether you like it or not.
Huh? Have you seriously gone insane or something? The woman Vito cheated on me with, Elena, is 19 years old. Apparently she had cut ties with her parents and siblings and went on her own to the capital, dreaming of marrying someone rich and famous. The first man she met was Vito. Apparently they met at Vito's workplace, as Elena had gotten a job to support herself until she married someone rich and famous. They worked at A Corporations, a company that produces household appliances, and whose CEO's last name is Gerhardi, same as Vito's. Thus, either by cruel coincidence or by fate, the two were brought together, and Elena set her plan of seducing Vito and stealing him from me in motion. This plan of hers was executed perfectly. After all, she did get us a divorce. Except for the fact that she made the crucial mistake of thinking that Vito was the CEO's son. Given her situation, the only person she could count on after the incident was Vito, who was 20 years older than her. Vito's parents and siblings cut ties with him as well, and so the two, having no one else to rely on, promised to stay together, even though there was no love between them and only hate. If that isn't hell, I don't know what is. They moved together to the new house that Vito had bought, which was supposed to be ours. Vito didn't lose his job at the end of the day, even though for some reason he thought that he would have to quit. Vito provides for the two of them, while Elena on the other hand just stays at home, sometimes doing housework, and probably always thinking about how she might one day get to divorce Vito and marry an actual celebrity. I, on the other hand, had them pay an alimony up front and got divorced with Vito, and that was the end of it for me. I only see the two of them falling into poverty and messing up their lives in the future, but I honestly don't care anymore, so I'm going to do my best to forget about this whole ordeal.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Clayton, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm going to have to work late again today. Do you think you can make your own dinner tonight for yourself?
What, again with this?
Really, I do feel bad having to stay late over and over again recently. But right now, the company and my department specifically is working on a project for a new item, and we only have 1 month left to finish it. Once this last month is over, I'll be able to calm down a bit and should be able to take more time off.
So that's so. And I guess I'll be going out and getting some filet mignon for myself.
Really?
And of course, since you're the one coming up with excuses to not make me dinner every night, I'll be paying for the meat with your credit card. Shouldn't be a problem for you though, right? I mean, if you're working that much overtime, then you should be making loads of money.
I get that, but I'm getting back to work now.
Filet mignon. Filet mignon.
Hey, Clayton. Recently, you've been in your office all day. Are you still making sure to get your work done in there?
Huh? What's with that kind of question? You starting to doubt me now?
Well, you are working remotely now, but you've been in your office for a few days now, and I've never seen you come out, so I'm unsure what you're actually doing in there.
You saw that I'm getting paid still, right?
You showed me that bank statement over 4 months ago.
Showing you once should be more than enough to get you to believe me, right? I'm a very busy man when it comes to the heavy workloads I have to complete. I really do not want to keep sitting here listening to you ask unnecessary questions all day when I need to get back to work. Please stop talking to me while I'm working.
All right, but if you have something I need to talk with you about, then at least answer my texts.
No,
Huh? What the heck, Clayton?
I need to get back to work.
Erica, long time no see. Are you able to talk right now? What? If it isn't my old friend Jenna? How's it going? Well, I'm doing all right, but does this mean that you're back in town? That's right, but just for a little while. I've come back into town looking for some new locations to help expand the company that I started around 3 years ago. I have a main office right now, but I'd like to start opening up offices closer to some of my more distant customers in the hopes of bringing in even more. But anyway, since I'm all the way back in my hometown, I thought I should at least make some time to go out to eat with you or something so that we can catch up again. So what do you think about getting something after work to eat together? I'm sorry. Right now, I'm terribly busy with a project at work. If it's this Sunday, then I'll have time to see you. But I don't want to take away any of your time if you're supposed to be out looking for new places to expand to. This Sunday, huh? Okay. Oh, so that's okay with you then? Yep, that's perfectly fine with my schedule. I am my own boss after all, so I can do whatever I want without having to be worried about not getting my work done. LOL. Thank you so much for doing that for me, Jenna. Sorry that you caught me at a pretty busy time, though. You don't have to worry about that. I had assumed that you'd only have time on the weekends anyway, and was really only asking if you had time after work just to confirm that. And when we meet, I have something I'd like to talk to you about. What's that? It's not something I can convey very well to you over the phone or anything. I'll just say that there are some good things to it, and some bad things as well. And they impact more than just the two of us. Okay. I understand, I think. Now, once I found us a place to eat on Sunday, I'll give you a text. Do you have any place that you'd recommend we go? Seafood, noodles, a cafe? Whatever place you choose for us to go to will be fine with me. Okay. I'll search for a place tomorrow and let you know. I'm thinking something light, so hopefully a place with lots of salad options. All right. Thank you, Jenna. Clayton, I have a friend from back in college coming into town for work, and her and I are going out to eat together today. So I'll be out of the house for a little while. I won't be back until probably a bit after lunch, so can you make sure to make yourself something for lunch before I come back? And if you haven't noticed already, I made breakfast for the two of us, and I'll be putting your half into the fridge for you to warm up if you want it. Okay? I know that you're in your room right now and are too busy to reply to me. But I can see that you've read these texts, so I'm going to assume that means you've understood what I told you. If you don't, then tell me that now before I leave the house. I won't be able to do anything for you once I'm gone, okay? I'm heading out in about 5 minutes. Jenna, thank you so much for meeting to eat lunch today. And of course, tell me all those things. Erica, and thank you so much for allowing me to talk with you about all of that. I'm sure that all came as a massive surprise to you, right? But it was really nice for myself to finally get it all out there to you and not have to hold it down any longer. It was a surprise, but I'm happy that you feel a bit more relieved. I was already surprised by the fact that the company that my husband's been working for is actually the company that you're running. But the fact that he's been trying to make advances on you through the company's communication app is a bit... And not just you either, but other employees there as well. Well, let's just say that I'm not okay with that and can understand a lot more things now within my own home. I just wish he could have told me that he was no longer interested in me or something, so that I didn't have to waste any more of my time. It helps that you've understood everything I've said. Of course, I would never have a hard time understanding these things. but I just wish that I could have known sooner. However, now that I'm aware of what he's been up to, I'm a bit worried he'll continue to cause issues within your company. I don't want him to continue to try and talk with you like that, especially on the company's app. That's totally unacceptable. So I'm going to talk with him about this, and if that doesn't work, then I guess we'll be able to make a conclusive decision. All right. I just hope that all of this will end once you speak to him. Just be aware, though, that this has already put him on the chopping block, so don't expect that he'll keep his job, even if he does own up to what he's done. Yeah, I hope to get this all handled for us soon. The only problem is that I'm using a lot of my time and mental space to work on a project for my job, and so I don't have time to really think about my husband enough. You don't have to get too worked up just yet. I plan to tell you all of this before I really have to step in and manage him. So once your work has settled down a bit, think about all of this and let me know what we should do. And remember that you can come to me if things about him don't change, and I'll be willing to have you work for me and stay here. Understood. Thank you, Jenna. Clayton, it's time for you to get off of your computer for a second and come talk to me. I have some things to talk with you about right now.
Shut up. Stop knocking on my door. I cannot focus on my job like this.
First off, stop using only capital letters. I'm not in the mood to be yelled at by you or anyone, okay? And second, I have something very important that needs to be talked about. And so I'd like to talk about it in person.
Shut up. Stop talking to me. It's because you keep trying to talk to me that all my dang focus is ruined now.
You've been locked up in that office so much recently that I've begun to forget what you look like. And when I try to open the door just a little to talk with you, there's no answer. You left part of your shelf in front of it so that I can't get the door open all the way anymore, and it's ridiculous. And if you have things in there like work documents or things you don't want me to see, then just come out here and talk with me. I really don't have the patience anymore for this, okay? I've even been trying to call you so that I can hear your voice, and yet you never answer me. So that's the reason I have to text you all the time now, even when I have something really important that you need to hear about.
Unless I'm going to talk to you first, you shut the hell up.
You want me to stay quiet until you come and talk to me? Then what should I do about the things that I want to talk to you about?
Deal with all of them yourself.
But these are things that affect the both of us once a decision is made. I'm not kidding when I say that this topic is about more than just some shallow decision. It'll decide what happens with us from here on, and that includes our marriage.
Whatever you want to talk to me about isn't that important, Erica. I have work to do, and I'm a busy man. You can manage that all by yourself. Stop trying to take my attention away from my own work.
Fine. So I guess I'll be the one to make a decision all by myself then, without your input?
Shut the hell up. Just shut it. Until I talk to you, shut the freaking hell up. Stop making me say it over and over.
All right. Jenna, sorry for keeping you waiting on the update. After what you told me about the things regarding my husband, I've tried looking into some things and I've come back with an answer for what to do about him and the choice I'll make. Oh, so you finally made a decision? Yep. I think that I'd be willing to join your company and move out of this place for good. Perfect! I found myself another great employee. But by doing that, what will we do with your husband? I'm aware that he's working remotely for me now and thinks that he'll continue to be. Well, I guess, what did he say when you spoke to him about what all's been going on? He didn't say a thing, actually. Huh? Well, actually, there's something more to that. For a very long time now, he's been locking himself in his office and never even answers to me when I try to talk to him. And he'll read all my texts that I've sent him, but never actually respond. And even after meeting with you for lunch, he's been the same way. I knew that all of this couldn't just be something that I could make a decision on, and so I wanted to get his side of the story and what he thought. But when I went and knocked on his door saying we had something important to discuss, he yelled at me a bunch and told me to shut up. I even told him that this was something important that would affect the both of us. But he only responded by saying it couldn't be that important and that he's too busy for me. And then he ended things by saying that it's fine for me to make a decision on all this by myself, and that he didn't want me talking to him unless he spoke to me first. What? Really, I haven't even seen his face in such a long time now. And when I'm at work, he'll leave the office to shower and eat food and live a normal life. This all pretty much shows me that he no longer wants anything to do with me, and really has been trying to live his own life, with whoever he's talking to in your company. Even you. I really don't like saying this, but Jenna, I haven't slept with him for a month now, and it all makes sense why. I get now why he's locked himself in that room, and it's pretty much because he no longer loves me. Dang. I suspected that when he started to talk to me and a few others here about non-business related stuff. But I guess this means it's all too late for him now. And listen, ever since that day he yelled at me like that, he's never even spoken to me or sent me a single text. And as he said, I guess I'll have to be the one to decide on everything by myself now. Understood. So tomorrow, I'll be telling the company I'm currently employed with that I'm leaving, and then I'll come to your company. And actually, I've already spoken with my boss, and he said that within 2 weeks, I'll be able to leave and head over to you. Really? That's perfect. Well, I'll get started myself then on preparing for your arrival. I'll get you an office of your own and everything here, and I'll train you myself. Wait, you'll probably want a company house for yourself as well, right? You can do that for me, though? That would be wonderful. Well, I want to make sure you're away from your husband once you come here, and I'm sure it's tough having to pay full price for a new place to live, so consider your new place of residence found.
Hey, Erica. Yo, what the hell is up with this divorce paperwork? Just when I started wondering why you've been so quiet recently, I walked by the room and all of your things are gone and the place pretty much empty. What? There's a letter underneath the divorce paper. Took a glance at the letter you wrote me. Been out of this house for over 3 days now. Just a second ago I gave your work a call, and they're telling me you left the company days ago as what the frick? What's this about the company I work for, CEO being that friend you told me about from college? And she started telling you about how I started to talk with other co-workers and leaders at work through the company's communication app about private things? I never knew any of this was going on behind my back. And also, when I was talking to her through that communication app, she made herself out to be so cute and young to me. But now I can see that she's a 40-year-old grandma that I've been talking with. If you'd known that I was talking to her on there, then you should have told me sooner that she's old. Erica, hey! I'm finally talking to you now, so you can reply to me. I told you that it's alright to talk only when I talk first, right? I have a lot of important things to talk with you about, so reply to me now. Come on. Right now, I don't have a job to go to anymore, and I won't be able to pay the rent for a place like this. And now you're wanting a divorce. The reason I hadn't wanted you to see me all day or to talk to me was because I didn't want you knowing that I was talking to other women while I should have been working. And I didn't want you knowing that I was already at risk of losing my job. If you come back to me and forget the divorce, I'll talk to you again. And I'll begin looking for another job right away. Erica.
After having to sit there and look at all his annoying messages, I was finally able to see what had been going on with him. At this point, I can really see just how horrible of a man Clayton has been. I left him the business card to my lawyer at the house, and so if he has anything else he needs to say before the divorce, he can call them and talk it out. But because of how swiftly I got out of that place unnoticed, I was able to get a divorce from him with no speed bumps. And on his end, he ran crying back to his parents who live out in the countryside, saying he quit his job and lost his wife. But of course, as his mom greeted him at the front door and tried to calm all his crying down, his dad pulled the car out of the garage and put Clayton in it with him. He then drove him a ways out into the woods, where he set his son up with a new job, working for the foresting company out there. What Clayton never realized is that I already told his parents the truth about what he'd done, and so this was their plan to get him back on the correct path. Hearing that it all went to plan while I'm no longer around, I feel so warm inside. It's great to see that he'll never have an office to hide in again now, and that he'll never be able to try and get with any of the women from his work, because he'll be surrounded by other men working in a humid forest hauling wood all day. As for myself, though, I've started working my new job under my friend's supervision in her company. She said before, she's trying to expand the company. Or, in the next couple of months, once my training is done, she's going to have me become the manager of a new location opening up, and will make sure I'm paid more than what I was getting at my previous job. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.